much, man. Never had control in the first place. Why they hold me close?
Welcome, everybody, to the first international episode of the Bughead podcast, episode 7. I'm here with Veles The Menace. What's up, dog? What you got going on?
Yeah, not much, man. Just chilling right now. What are you saying?
You got an album you're working on. When's that scheduled to come out?
It's dropping in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, like 25th, 26th of May.
Awesome, dude. Are you doing anything special for the rollout?
Yeah, I live in a warehouse in Hackney, and I'm gonna do like a little party with like all of the homies. Have some like live acts and some DJs and stuff like that.
Where in England is Hackney? Is that
crazy?
North, south?
It's in London, East London.
East
mate.
London? All right.
Yeah.
So you got a little party going on. You're gonna have some performances there?
Yeah. Got some crazy people. My homie just moved in from Australia, from Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
He moved from Sydney to here, and he's in like a punk rap band called Vex, and he's playing. Salvia, she's crazy. Sissy Misfits, all like kind of like digital hardcore-esque kind of stuff.
Is the digital hardcore scene really big out in England?
Nah, not really. Like, it's all kind of fragmented. Like, I think everyone collects on the internet, and there's small like microcosms.
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
There's some crazy people though in UK, like Gonzo Dog from Newcastle and Nailbreaker from Northampton.
I just know that
there's
over there you guys have. I guess your electronic music scene seems more mainstream than it is here. A lot of electronic music here kind of falls into nicher audiences, unless it was like bro step at its peak.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, bro step, man. I mean, it's interesting. Like when I went to America, I'm hearing everyone like listen to jungle. You know what I mean? And like it's kind of funny because like jungle.
That's been a thing there since like the 90s.
Burial
Yeah.
stuff. Like it's like all the kind of like UK genres and like Pink Panther-esque. Even hearing like the new Skrillex album, it's like basically just like UK sounds, and it's cool because like I think that the UK sounds have a very distinct sound, and it's like maybe like newer to American ears, so it's like it's more refreshing to a lot of like hearing like I don't know like American rappers rap over jungle is like something new. It's like
Yeah. I've known about jungle for a while now. I've been listening to it forever. I like used to go to record stores and look for.
It's like breakcore.
Yeah, they call it breakcore here.
Breakcore.
I used to go to like this record store in Boston and just hunt for jungle CDs, and I've found a couple pretty cool ones, but like only recently have you heard it come into mainstream music here. It's like, yeah, rappers are rapping on jungle beats. I think there's even like a Justin Bieber song with some fucking jungle to it now.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like the Jpegmafia Danny Brown album
Yep.
had like a little jungle beat in it. I was like, woo. But it's it's cool, man. Like I think that also makes like UK music like more relevant in America as well, because it's like they're all kind of taken from that pop. You know how it's like back in the day, like I'm not even that old, but like when I was younger, like rappers would always rap in American accents, bro, and it pissed me off.
Really?
And like, yeah,
I didn't know
bro,
that.
it's just like on some like insecure shit, and then people actually started like with like grime and shit. They actually started using like a British voice, and I feel that now it's like, you know what I mean, UK drill, UK rap, like grime, all that kind of stuff.
All that shit's kind of relevant worldwide right now.
Yeah, I mean, I fuck with like Bronx drill. I'm not gonna lie, like Jersey club shit, like Jersey.
Oh yeah,
club drill.
Yeah,
I go hard.
I think no offense to you guys, but I do think at the end of the day I prefer the drill coming out of New York to the drill coming out of England.
I mean, I preferred UK drill until I heard Bronx drill, and then I was like, shit.
Yeah,
because I just like. Because now UK rappers are rapping over Jersey club beats and shit like that, and like Jersey club's popping over here now. So it's like it's on that constant tit for tat where like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like a lot of Americans were taken from UK drill.
Both sides,
and then now
you're
brought it back again.
Yeah, you're right that like both sides influence each other. Like if you listen to, like Chicago drill, which I think came out a little bit before UK drill.
That's like the OG.
Yeah,
drill,
like
that's
you listen to the OG drill. It sounds nothing like what's coming out of New York now. Like the stuff that's coming out of New York now sounds way more like the stuff that was coming out of England not too long ago.
Like fucking Bronx drill reminds me of grime.
Yup.
Because it's just like, like the energy and shit is just like, it's got something else, and it's like a lot of grime is like influenced by like bassline and dancehall and all these kind of UK dance genres in the same way that like Bronx drill is influenced by like Jersey Club, like Baltimore type stuff. You know what I mean? It's really interesting. Like,
you definitely have like punk elements to your stuff. Like what punk shit is getting put, or what's your punk diet? I guess.
My punk diet. I grew up on like hella like fucking like post punk. Like my favorite kind of punk is like, I don't know, like OCs type shit, like kind of like surfy punk. But I also like getting into like original like fucking like, you know what I mean, like emotional hardcore emo core type stuff, like Scrams, like listening to like fucking like Jerome's Dream and just.
I was like just listening to Jerome's Dream yesterday, dude. I'm a huge Scrams head. I fucking love Scrams so much.
Yeah. That's like. In hardcore, I feel that's where I resonate the most.
Yeah.
But like digital Scrams, fucking.
Digital hardcore is an older genre than people give it credit for. Like it feels like it came out with Machine Girl to a lot of younger people.
I've kind of like, I mean, even like with like Death Grips and shit, they reference that stuff. It all came from like Atari Teenage Riot.
Yep. I was
like,
about to shout them out.
Alec Empire that coined them, and I really like it. Like my mate from Gonzo Dog, he was like showing me like there's like been like hella different eras of digital hardcore, like from like the digital hardcore recording era to like D-Trash Records. I don't know if you know them.
No.
It's like Canadian digital hardcore label.
I'll have to look into that. D-Trash?
Yeah. D-Trash, yeah. And then from then it kind of, it was like Death Grips, and then that kind of like Machine Girl Death Grips, all that kind of stuff. And now it's like and like even like hearing like fucking Cybergrind and shit like that is like crazy. It's like there's like but like I was listening to a lot of like the Cybergrind stuff, and there's a band that I fucking love called, do you know Asuk?
Yeah, I know Asuk.
Asuk.
Yeah, it's Asuk.
Yeah. Asuk. Fucking they did like a fucking side project called like OLD. And like that shit is like probably like my favorite band, I would say.
Oh shit!
It's kind of like
I had no idea about that. I know about Asuk. I didn't know about Old.
It's like grungy grindcore. with with like shoegazy elements, and it's like quite proggy.
Are they Old Lady Drivers? Is that one of their albums, or is this the wrong band?
Oh no.
It looks like a grindcore cover. It's from 1988, which like seems old.
Yeah.
Okay,
that one. But there's the album formula. The best one is the musical dimensions of Sleestack, bro. That whole album is like where I like just guitar tones and all that kind of stuff. Like I fucking like I love everything from like post punk and like from like the Fool and stuff like that to like, you know, like Crash.
Yep.
And like more like crusty stuff. Like Dystopia and stuff like that.
I fucking love Dystopia so much. Dystopia is like in my top 5 bands at any given time. I love Dystopia.
I love that. Yeah. No, that's fucking cool. Yeah, Dystopia go hard. Like, I don't know. Like when I was in a band before called Parafiction, and we were like kind of like punk rap stuff. And it's like we were in between. Like the hardcore kids didn't fuck with us, and the rap kids didn't fuck with us. So we were just like somewhere in the middle, you know what I mean? So my relationship with hardcore has just been like, quite confrontational, but now I'm just like fucking, like I just listen to it like all the time, just fucking consumed all my shit, just like, do you know Portraits of Past? Like I listen to that on loop, bro. And it's just fucking, just tapping into that type of stuff.
You're like naming a lot of the fucking deep cut shit that I'm into. Fucking Portraits of the Past, like just random scram shit.
Yeah, bro. Just random scram shit, yeah. Cause I'm not gonna lie, like, bro, like I fucking like my parents like I listened to hella music, but I wasn't really exposed to like punk and hardcore till like relatively late. So like coming to listen to all this shit, I'm like, where has this been all my life?
I'm gonna send you some local bands from like around where I am. There's some pretty good scrams bands out here in New England that you should be keeping an eye on.
Yeah, digital scribes as well. There's some.
If you want some good digital, dude, look up Godfuck. They were supposed to come on the pod. I still want to get an episode with them. I think we just need to plan it out better. But digital scrams band out from Amherst, Massachusetts, a little bit west from me.
Damn, that's crazy, bro. Yeah, no, I think like I started like I was in a punk rap band, and then like it kind of like it fizzled out, and then like towards the end like just had my computer and it was kind of like lockdown, so I just got like really good at production, and just like I love fucking I was like the whole time I was like death grips, you know what I mean? Like, fucking want to make some like digital shit, and then we never really like got to that point. It was like it got like Jpegmafia almost, like we supported Jpegmafia, which was funny.
You supported what do you mean by supported Jpegmafia?
We played a show with them.
Oh, you opened for Jpegmafia? That's crazy. What the fuck? How was that?
Yeah, it was crazy, bro. But we were like, bro, we were like, why are we here? Because he like picked us.
He picked. So have you met him?
Yeah, and it was like sold out, bro. Yeah. He's a crazy guy. He was like 29 when he like, you know what I mean, did shit, and he was just saying like, yeah, like if you actually want to do shit, you know what I mean, that is the path you must walk, because like shit that comes quick, you know what I mean, goes quick. So you need to like build something really wholesome, and I feel like Jpegmafia is one of the perfect examples of like sticking to your guns. And he just that's the advice he gave us.
Sometimes I get in my head about that, where like I turn 22 next week, or wait, no, not next week, in 3 days I turn 22.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. But I'm thinking like, damn, like there's so many kids who are doing so much more than me at like,
bro, I'm 25.
Yeah,
bro.
that's
I'm
the
like,
thing,
shit,
and it's like, and then I remember like, oh fuck, like Danny Brown didn't blow up until he was like 30. Jpegmafia didn't blow up until he was like 29.
Death Grips. Yeah, exactly. So I think that I'm content with. I used to like want that like so much. It was just like, because like my dad was dying, and I was like, fuck it, I'm a do shit, and I was just like I fucking signed to like Lil Peep's management, which is fucking stupid. And then it all kind of went downhill from there. But
you signed to Lil Peep's management? Did anything good come of that, or was it just useless?
No, I went to LA.
Okay.
But it was just kind of, I feel like capitalism just corrupts everything, and the moment people are incentivized by money, not by art, doesn't really like do much, you know. Like I feel like there's a correlation between bands getting shitter and bands like, you know what I mean, having more capital.
Yeah.
So it's like that Buddhist shit. It's like suffering is I don't know the exact quote, but it's like suffering grounds us in that way. So it's like I appreciate where I am more, because I feel like before just being like, I don't know, it's just a bit too like contentment, you know what I mean? It was just like kind of, I don't know, it wasn't like it just stagnated a bit by the end, and like I feel now I make everything for just like for me, you know what I mean? And like I feel like towards the end of that band I wanted to make like more like Death Gripsy shit, more like noisy not even like Death Grips, but just like that like philosophy, you know, like
that kind of
like digital punk kind of stuff, like which is really cool. But yeah, like he wanted to do more like Gang of the Four, like kind of like post-punky stuff.
Gotcha.
And I was just trying to go into like digital hardcore. And then now, like, yeah, now I can like taught myself to scream and stuff like that. I got like crustier scream now, and it's like the evolution is like, it's cool, man. It's like if you ever, I'll send you the old stuff, but it's like you can see the the evolution, and it's kind of nice to just like that was like a testing ground for me. Like I've learned so much through that now I can apply into the new stuff and into Fusion Gate, which is what like this digital community I'm trying to work on.
I was gonna ask about Fusion Gate. I in my notes notebook right here, I just have Fusion Gate Lab ? Written down. So, what's Fusion Gate? What's that all about? Tell me about it.
It was created out of my own dissatisfaction with being like so disconnected from like, you know what I mean, there's no really digital hardcore scenes like manifested in physical spaces.
No.
Per se. In UK especially, maybe in like America there is, you know what I mean, certain things, but a lot of it was like rage, you know what I mean, trap metal and all that.
Yeah, there's a trap metal scene out here, but I feel like they just kind of get.
It just became very like linear and like it became a box, innit? And I feel that like digital hardcore, like, wouldn't say I made digital hardcore, but I like the idea of digital hardcore in terms of just like,
yeah,
you know what I mean, like referencing multiple things.
Who was it?
And fusing shit together.
I'm trying to remember who told me this. I feel like it was said on like a different podcast, like another episode of the podcast. Someone said that like it almost feels more punk now to. Oh, this was from a Machine Girl interview that I listened to. They were saying like it feels more punk now to make music with just your laptop because that's what everybody has. Where like,
well, I mean, to me, it's like if you have loads of equipment and then you just use your laptop, it's like, you know what I mean, what are you doing? But like,
yeah.
I feel like a lot of people just have their laptop. Do you know what I mean? It's just like Sid Vicious would be grinding on a Mac.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
he'd have
like,
FL
just...
Studio open, not.
Yeah. And I think like, yeah, that is to me, it's like I love so many different parts of like punk history and like just music history, like, you know what I mean, new wave to like hardcore and so forth. But like,
I read a fuck ton of music history books, just like.
Is it? Yeah, I like to get myself acquainted with the past and like, because I was quite ignorant about shit and I was just like, I want to know. And yeah, just like finding out like your favorite bands, what they listen to, and then what they listen to. Do you know what I mean? Like it's
yeah.
Like get into the source, because everything's like, you know what I mean? Like for example, like even with like digital hardcore, you know, like Suicide or like Nervous Gender or stuff like that.
Yeah.
That shit's like synth punk from time ago, and that kind of like even like digital hardcore is, I guess, in the Alec Empire sense, it's quite a linear sound, but it's evolved into something like greater that kind of like, I don't know what the mother genre is, but it's like synth punk, EBM, industrial, like, yeah, digital hardcore, all these kind of genres, like they are related in their use of like electronic stuff with like live elements.
All right. Let me go through this notebook. What do I got? These are like super heavily edited, by the way. I say that to everybody because eventually I hit a point where like my brain shuts off for a second and I need to pause.
I forgot about like with Fusion Gate, like we're basically doing it as like a digital syndicate that's just like slowly growing. We've got people in like America and in UK and in Australia and stuff like that, and we're dropping like a compilation tape in a couple months, which will just be like a cross section of kind of like, yeah, digital hardcore adjacent stuff.
I'm excited to hear that. That sounds sick. Are you gonna do physicals for it, or is it just gonna be like a internet comp?
No, I'm gonna make some physicals. I've got like some Xbox cases, and I'm gonna make like some CDs.
So you're gonna do like a. You're not gonna do like the CD gel case. You're gonna make them out of 360. That's sick. I like that. That's a creative way to package a CD.
Yeah, I think it would be cool, like, have a little booklet and stuff like that. There's so many crazy people, like Domino and Zach are both on it as well.
Fuck yeah. That's what's up.
Well, yeah, it's really interesting. Yeah, like, I mean, that whole shit, like, I don't know, like, I feel like it's, like, people are better in a community, and, like, people have been searching for this kind of community. But it's just, like, hard to come by because everything's like so separated. So it's like, it's cool to just like, even just like, if I see people that I know that like would vibe together who are like on the other side of the planet, just like, you know what I mean, put everyone in a group chat and just see what happens.
That's kind of similar for like it's similar to my reasoning for starting Bughead. Was just like, I mean, at first I was just filming shows. I was like, bands would hire me to film shows. That's kind of where it started. Was just a kind of a side hustle, as Sigma male grind set people would say.
No, I think that's really cool, bro. Like, but like, my dad was a journalist. Like,
yeah, but
it's a valiant thing.
I eventually, it's just like, at this point, it's like I want to see more shit that excites me. I just want to like give artists that are small in my local scene, or like the internet scenes that I'm a part of, a platform, and like just try and bring people together to try and make something cool happen.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, like like we have similar goals in it, but I feel you're doing it more in like a media sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm doing, but I think that's a much needed thing.
There's
you know
no
like, there's not a lot of good digital hardcore, or like even just hardcore, just like there's not a good underground platform. Who the fuck
like if a media source is reporting on scenes like digital hardcore or like metal, or maybe not metal, but like digital hardcore, or like underground music in general, their viewpoint is always super surface level. You listen to a lot of interviews that come from bigger platforms with artists, and they do not understand the scene that these artists are coming from. So I feel like,
I think it's like some Louis Theroux shit, you know what I mean? You just gotta get up and personal.
It's just like, if I've been wanting to see some interviews and some video content about the type of shit I'm into, from a inner perspective. I'm tired of like every interview being surface level, and there not really being a platform for people in our community and our scene to.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, if you don't see it, then do it. You know what I mean? And I guess that's literally like I've been like independent for like a while now, like 3 years,
mm-hmm.
and like it's it's like it's hard doing it on your own. So it's like, it's nice to. The thing I love about hardcore and all the punk stuff is that it's very community driven, and it's about supporting and uplifting each other.
Absolutely, yeah.
And creating counter industries to the pre-existing like fucking monster that is the music industry.
We don't see the stuff we like, so we make it ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel that that's really cool. And I feel that that's like, for me, like, I was like, even when I was in LA before, like, I was like the most depressed I've ever been, just because like I felt like, I don't know, I didn't deserve to be there, or just like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
Whereas now I feel like I'm actually doing like a purpose that is like something that I could do for the rest of my life, and it's still like a garden that just like can keep growing. You know what I mean? Because it's just about like just giving. You know what I mean? And then it's like, you know what I mean? Give and take. It creates like healthy communities that like, which is like diminishing in this digital age, because it's like everyone's connected but they're quite lonely as well. So it's like creating like a real life aspect to that as well.
Yeah, it's like like it seems like we have the perfect tool for creating digital communities with Discord, but like at the same time, uh, it seems like these communities are popping up and then disappearing from people's interest before they really even get the chance to take off. People's attention spans aren't long enough to stick with something that's purely digital, so you need some kind of something more than just like some text in the chat room, I guess. I don't know what the solution is fully.
Yeah. I mean, like, I've been trying to do with the Fusion Gate stuff, like, get everyone, like, making beats on Discord and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Everyone lives different lives and shit like that, you know what I mean? So it's like, we're gonna do it, but it's like, it's like learning how to, like, organize everyone, I think, is the main thing.
To switch things up a little bit, what's a Veles The Menace live show look like?
Veles The Menace live show right now is just me with a laptop, and I press play and I scream over it. Like when I supported JPEG, like he did the same, and I was just like, you know what, that's like probably the most punk shit, because it's like, it's not even like, you ain't even got CDJs, it's just like from Finder, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just boop. Ideally I want a band, but like I think drummers are really hard to come by. Like if I move out to America, I definitely can find a drummer, do you know what I mean? But in UK right now, so it's quite hard. But ideally the lineup would be like, drummer, guitarist and bassist, and then like sample man.
Kind of like what they got on I don't know. That's how it sounds like, similar to how Machine Girl performs live. They got the drummer, and then
the drummer is the sample man, I think.
It's the bassist, it's the sample man. It's just two of them, though.
Yeah,
and vocalist. It's sample it's sample, vocal, bass are all the same guy.
Oh damn.
Damn. And then a drummer.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I mean, like, eventually I'll get a drummer, you know what I mean? I feel like once I drop this, like, I'm just trying to manifest stuff, really. Like, once I drop this album, then it will be out there, because I feel like I haven't dropped stuff in a while, so like a big sufficient piece of work. So
you ever think about bringing in like some DJ elements, being a bit more involved in the laptop beats side of things with your live performance?
Yeah, definitely. I feel that, that's like, ideally I want to get all my shit on Ableton Push, but like, like this album I've just finished, like the mixing process was kind of mad, so like all the stems are like across multiple laptops, so it's gonna be hard doing that. But
that makes sense.
Like the album after that, I'll probably just do that. I'm gonna like completely level up the live show.
That'll be sick.
Like, it's just been me in my room just making this shit for like 2 years, 3 years now. So it's like, I never really, like, because it was lockdown when I was making it, I never really thought about like the live aspect of it. But yeah, I think it's cool. Like eventually, like I will get a drummer. I have homies that drum for me sometimes. Do you know what I mean? Like, if we're gonna like record something, well, like I'll record samples for recordings. But yeah, I mean, like before I was in a band, and I feel like now, like, it's like the opposite of that. It's like one man band type shit until I meet the right people.
What kind of acts are you performing alongside? Who are you getting booked with?
At the moment, I book all my own shows, really. I've got like a show, got like a squat show on the 13th, along with Punks for Palestine at New Cross Inn, which is like an all-day punk thing. And then playing with a couple people, and they're fucking hard. Like Clobber and Good Cop, Drop Set, and my homies No Relief. and Plastics from Brighton. It's all like, it's like hardcore mainly, and then have the Rogue Digital hardcore man. And then I'm also putting on a gig on the 11th. Before that, which is like a Fusion Gate show. It's got my homie's band Vex, Trash Baby, Are You Messy, and Spaz Tenement, and that's gonna be that's a free show in Hoxton. And then I got my album launch on the 26th, which is in the Warehouse, and that's with like Salvia, Sissy Misfit, my mate Derek DAC, Ecstasies, Trash Baby again, and then Shoshi. But yeah, I'm gonna do more shows. I'm trying to, when I go out to America, I'm trying to do a little mini tour. Hopefully.
You said you're come out in August.
Little East Coast thing. Yeah. If not, I'll just do some shows in New York. Probably.
If you
like last time I came over, I did.
If you need some help trying to book something in like Boston or Massachusetts, I can try and make some phone calls for you.
Yeah, that's good. That's what I mean. This is why I love this shit, because like, you know what I mean. It's even though it's digital, it's still like a community. And and we have so many mutuals.
Yeah, it's cool that like through this shit you can just make friends like all around the world.
Yeah, I feel that was like my solution to lockdown, like was just doing that and just like finding a way of like creating something with the limitations that you have just given in front of you. And like I feel like all the people I've met I'm gonna be like friends with like till I die, you know what I mean?
I hear you.
Like I need to go over to New York, man. Like last time I went, like met my homie Grant, and sadly he passed away the other week. He OD'd and shit, so I need to go over there and fucking see the homies. But he tatted me before he died, so
you got something to remember him with, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry about that. That's a bummer.
Yeah, man. It's life, man. It's death is also a big lesson, and it helps me like stay more grounded in that way of like to appreciate people. Because sometimes I just ghost when I'm feeling bad, and then you know what I mean. Yeah,
I hear you.
Sometimes you need people, but yeah, bro. Like like it's crazy that like some of like my best friends are like literally like on the other side of the planet. It's kind of funny. I want to move out to America eventually, or just start going more and try and get like a lot of like UK artists to come to England and stuff.
Hell yeah.
I think that would be cool. Like get like Zach and Domino.
Out to England, that would be tight. I might have to book a flight for that and come make a little tour documentary or something.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, yeah, that's literally what I'm trying to do. Like in England, like everyone's like doing their own shit, but it's also like nice to come together for something bigger. And yeah, it's cool to see like the digital hardcore scene flourish in such a short amount of time. Like it's still like not even like, you know what I mean? Like it's still so tiny.
Do you think it's gonna get bigger, or do you think it's gonna peak with Death Grips and Machine Girl? Like in terms of popularity.
I don't know, because I feel that the genre is like a very broad thing.
Yeah.
So it's like there will always be like new, like, do you know what I mean? Like the philosophy will always be there, and I feel that kind of cut and sew philosophy of like genres and when you're just making music, you know what I mean? Like we're like internet, it's like an internet era, so we're an amalgamation of multiple things. We're not really like, don't just listen to one thing anymore.
No.
So that music, that kind of reflects. So like, and I feel like punk music will always be relevant in some way, shape or form.
Yes.
Because it's just like, it's the constant like counter.
Yeah.
to the norm. But yeah, I think that like the new shit will like maybe like breakcore will peak and stuff like that, and then it will like become something different. I feel that there's a lot of like a hyperpop breakcore stuff, you know what I mean, and that hyperpop may implode, and that might follow a similar thing to the 2000s in that way. But you never know. Like I feel like Death Grips is like a very like they created like a paradigm shift in music. You know what I mean? That's like we're living in now, and yeah, I don't know how long it will last, but I feel like people like Domino, like Super Def, like Zach, like when I hear all this stuff, it's all like everyone's got their own take on it, and it's all like kind of music that like it's like their soul personified. You know what I mean? So it's like I feel it won't necessarily homogenize into like one genre, but everyone's just gonna do more of like their own shit, and the lines will blur more and more, so it won't be really like a genre.
Yeah. I think music in general is just becoming more and more genreless. It's just
Yeah, but I think it's more energy driven now.
Yeah,
it's like the vibe, which is cool, and like yeah, I think it's really cool that like there's so many different like micro genres, and you can get super specific with all of that shit, but I think it's just like cool, just people doing their own shit and just like creating new things rather than like trying to like copy something else. It's like using what you have and what your tastes are to make something true to you. And that's why I love the music I'm making now, because it feels like the most authentic to me. Like music, like the best music I've ever made, which is like gratifying to me. But I constantly want to, like, obviously I want to make better music, but like, I don't really want to peak. I just want to keep releasing shit. Like all the music I'm making now is like with its certain limitations. Like it's just like me in my room. And the album I'm dropping was like a year ago, and like I've got so much better at production since then, which is kind of mad. So each time I'm making new stuff, it's always getting better. So it's interesting to see like what would happen if like it was in like a studio setup, or like, you know what I mean, could like record like live drums and stuff like that.
Hell yeah.
But that will happen in due time. You know what I mean? It's just like I'm just working with my means right now, and I feel like it's just gonna be like just hella collabs. You know what I mean? Just try and get America and England united more, because like Lustic Puppy and Machine Girl come here and they love it, and people love them like here. So there's a big demand for it in the UK. So it seems inevitable in that way. Like maybe the digital hardcore scene will implode, but maybe it won't. Maybe it would. Like I feel in UK it's so young that it's like yeah, I mean whatever will happen, it will happen in America first, possibly, if it like. But there's a festival this year called Outbreak, and it's got like Death Grips and Show Me the Body and stuff like that in Manchester, and that's gonna like, I mean, that's kind of like that whole lineup is like just like everything cool in the underground right now. You know what I mean? It's fucking cool. Like when I was in my old band, there wasn't really like a scene for that per se. And like when we were doing it, we were just like on our ones. But now it's like it's so cool to see like all of that shit flourish. Cause like I'm a kid that comes from like rap. Like I've started off rapping, but I was like a rap kid that just listened to like punk shit, and then after that did like punk rap stuff, and then like used to always go to raves and kind of like jungle stuff, and then when I started listening to like Death Grips and stuff like that, just like the more electronic stuff, just kind of just got more interested in that kind of side of the sonics, because it just reflects the times more. I feel like we're just in like digital times right now. But yeah.
All right. Where'd you get the name Veles The Menace? What does that mean?
I'm creation, so like I wanted to like creation in English. You know, I wanted something to like reflect like the duality of that. So like Veles is like, it's like the Slavic pagan god of like death and rebirth. And then Veles The Menace is like a UK cartoon staple that I grew up on. So it's just like it's a fusion of both, and like Veles is like he's the god of death, but he's also like the god of harvest in that way. So it's like when my band ended, it was kind of like a refreshing restart.
It was the death of one thing, but it caused the birth of another.
Yeah, and like when my dad passed away, like that felt like similar energy. Like before that, like I wasn't really gonna do shit with my band, and I was just like, I wasn't not gonna do shit, but I just didn't really have like as much drive. And then when he passed, I was like, fuck, I'm just gonna like just see how fucking fast I can go. And then all the para stuff happened, and it's cool. Like I've like having that drive, like death gives me drive in a way. It's kind of funny. It's like the opposite.
That's a lot of people would just
light in the dark.
A lot of people, when like faced with something like that, would just shut down and not do anything for a while. But if you're using it as motivation, that seems like probably the best reaction you could have to it. I feel like that's what the people you're being inspired by would want out of you, was for you to go and try harder post that.
Yeah, exactly, man. Like that's like where Veles comes from. It's just like the relationship with death, but then also just like existential cheekiness, you know. Like it's like positive existentialism in that way, that like kind of lost all meaning, but you create your own meaning, and you create, like, you know what I mean. You can create or destroy, and I just prefer to create and just like build stuff up. And just see what happens. Like Fusion Gate is so exciting for me, because like, I never thought anything like that was even possible. But now I'm like I remember being younger and I was like, I wish I had homies in America, and I was just like, that was just like a foreign concept. Now I just got like homies doing similar stuff all around the world, and it's like it's nice to see like your efforts for searching for stuff pay off, you know, like finding your people and feeling less alone in this fucking chaotic world. But yeah, the Fusion tape's coming out probably in like 2 months. I just need to like finalize all the masters, but it's got like fucking like 30 people on it, which is kind of mad.
You want to shout out some of the people you're working with?
Yeah, of course. Let me get out my list of everyone who's on the tape. So yeah, Sissy Misfit, Nailbreaker, Moth One, Bonehound, Captain Zonko, Gone Mage, Pezhead, Gonzo Dog, Ecstasis, Domino, Tired Purple, No Parking, Are You Messy, Pixie Venom, Tim James, Diet Tea, Other Cola, Morn, Spaz Telemann. Yeah, that's pretty much everyone who's. If I've missed anyone out, I'm sorry, but that's everyone who's on the tape. As for people in Fusion Gate, it's like it's a pretty it's not really like, you know what I mean, it's not a group per se, because it's I want it to be.
Would you call it more of a collective than like a group?
Yeah, it's like a platform. Like originally, I wanted it to be like kind of like an archive that kind of just like documents stuff, documents albums and does like little reviews and stuff like that. And that's gonna happen. Like Fusion Gate is like evolving pretty much right now. Like it's in a very transformative period, and once I've got this album out, I'm just gonna put like so much energy into. I'm just trying to get more people to like help me with it and stuff like that, and try to like distribute power in the way that like everyone feels like they're a part of it and stuff like that. But ideally, my goal with it is to just try and get like the American homies to come here to make not just like one compilation tape, but just consistent tapes that just kind of like encapsulates what's going on right now and uniting people that wouldn't normally be united because of their geographical geographical dispositions. But yeah, I mean, Fusion Gate is gonna drop its first tape in like 2 months. So once that's out, gonna start doing some shows. I mean, we are already doing shows, but we're gonna do like some squat shows and some raves and stuff like that. And hopefully we'll do like a Fusion Gate American show at one point.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, like, I really want to go to Texas. I'm not gonna lie, like Texas seems to.
I've never been.
A lot of my homies are there. Yeah, I've never been either, but I've heard like some of my homies live there, and it's like, yeah, I feel they've got a big love for digital hardcore down there.
Do they? I have no idea. I don't know that much about the Texas scene.
Yeah.
As far as fuck for me, America's a big place.
Yeah,
I've never been to the West Coast. I live on the East Coast. I've never been to the West Coast.
Yeah. But like people like, I don't know, like fucking like Gymnasticus and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's all like Texas shit.
I didn't know John Askus was from Texas, huh?
Maybe not from Texas, but they live there. It's just like everyone's just like lives there in that way. And like Televangelist, they're from Texas. Yeah, it's funny. And like what is it, Oblivion Access and that festival shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like Texas just has like good music. It's kind of weird. Wouldn't think it.
DJ Screw, he was from Texas.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, that's crazy. I feel like London is pretty cool. Like there's a lot of raves, like squat raves and stuff like that, and it's all just like a lot like Berlin, like gabba techno stuff.
Fuck yeah.
Like cybergoth shit.
I need to pay more attention to the UK scene and just like Europe in general, the world in general, but like my personal listening.
I can be your fucking UK
correspondent. Yeah, Jinx. But my listening habits are pretty America and Japan centric. I listen to a lot of like Japanese post-hardcore stuff.
Oh jeez, I love post-hardcore. So send me.
I definitely will. You got to check out Cowpers. That's like the one band I recommend to everybody who wants some good Japanese punky rock music.
Do you know like Melt Banana?
I know Melt Banana, yeah. I like them. I'm not like the hugest fan, but I'll put them on once in a while.
I like it as I don't know, I just think it's like anime. It gives me anime energy. Like her vocals.
The very like high pitched like scream it. Yeah, it's sick.
Like kawaii punk. Kawaii noise.
Alright.
But yeah, no. I mean, Yeah, the album hasn't got a name. It's probably just it's gonna be just called Veles The Menace, but it's got like 10 tracks on it. It was made pretty much like a year. Like it's a culmination of like a year and a half, 2 years worth of work, and I haven't dropped anything in ages. But it's like a combination of like kind of like post punk. Like garage, UK garage, some jungle, some fucking get some gabber in there, just everything that like is in my sonic palette, like that I listen to, like bits of like electro and stuff like that. I try and like fuse all of my tastes into one and try and still make it work, because it's like a lot of shit, and that's like a challenge in itself, which is fun. But the newer stuff is like more scramsy and like more.
Oh,
like,
I'm so hyped.
Yeah.
I'm so that makes me excited.
When we end this call, I'll show.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! I already like what you have out. If you're telling me you're bringing in Scrams influence, I'm like,
yeah, it's been like I've been like it. Like when I went to New York, my homie just fucking showed me like bare shit, and I was just like, yeah,
do you listen to Seisha at all? You haven't listened to Seisha, dude? That's a Scrams classic right there. I got a Seisha patch on my pants right now. I'll send you some shit when this is over.
No, I appreciate it. Nah, yeah, it's fucking. It's cool. Like, do you know Diet Tea Other Cola as well?
Diet Tea. Cool. I feel like I've heard that before. I don't know what it is though.
Yeah. They're on the KFC Murder Chicks. They got a track with KFC Murder Chicks.
Oh wait, that's you got them on that. It's like the.
Yeah, VR.
Yeah,
Beach.
VR Beach. You have like that's. I was about to say they're on the most popular song on your Spotify.
Yeah.
That song's sick. I love that song.
Like, thank you so much. Like that's like the newest shit. You know what I mean? Like that's even though it's like, it's on this album. It was like we finished that.
Who did
like,
the cover art for VR Beach? Is that Vanished?
Yeah. Literally.
Fuck yeah. I haven't talked to Vanish in a while. I should get them on the podcast. I asked and got ghosted.
Nah, yeah, that like I love their style. Like I just like the kind of like I just grew up on like anime and all that kind of shit. I used to play like Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I still do, but like I used to go to tournaments and shit like that, like a nerd.
I used to go to MTG, Magic the Gathering tournaments all the time.
Yeah.
That was like my fun weekend in early high school.
I used to play Magic with my mate. Yeah.
What colors did you play?
I just played his decks. Like, I never bought my own.
It was a big.
I remember playing like Kithkin or something. Like I don't know.
Played a lot of black blue control.
Yeah. Come on. I used to be so sweaty at Yu-Gi-Oh.
So I never played Yu-Gi-Oh. I always wanted to, but it was just like all my friends played Magic, so I never got into it.
Yeah, of course. Nah, I'd be like. But nah, yeah. I mean,
we're getting.
That's where like a lot. Yeah,
oh no, you finish what you're saying.
That's where like most of like the aesthetic shit comes from, just like fucking Digimon and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Fuck yeah. All good places to pull from.
Yeah. It's just all my childhood shit, like Jetix. Do you remember Jetix?
Yep.
Yeah, Jetix go hard.
We're getting close to the hour mark. Do you have anything else you want to shout out before we start wrapping things up?
Let me think. I mean, yeah, got those 3 shows. Then once we're done with that, gonna do the tape, and then once I'm done with that, gonna go to New York and do some shows there. Hopefully, I'm probably gonna try and drop like another body of work by the end of the year, and then try and get another Fusion Gate compilation up. Gonna try and do like some more shows in the warehouse. Gonna see how this one goes. But yeah, nah. Thank you for having me, my guy.
Hell yeah! Thank you for coming on. This has been a blast. This went by super quick.
Just chatting shit. Yeah, no, I appreciate
And
it.
thank you to the audience for listening to another episode of the Bughead podcast. We still have patches available. Link in the description. I'll catch you next time. Thanks for listening.
Trying to replace the freeze, but they water down the beat on that T-sauce freeze.